morning. It is Tuesday, November 27th. This is WGTV Today. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Kim, it's another great day we have lined up today.
We certainly do. We have a great selection here on the show.
That indeed we do. It is Tuesday, and in fact that means yesterday was Monday, and tomorrow's another day. And we'll let you know what that is here in just a little while.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway, today we have a special guest. You interviewed one of my favorite people. She is a wonderful person, and
she had just flown in for the day.
I know, she is a busy person.
She is.
Very busy person, especially this time of year, and we'll tell you in just a little while who that is.
That's right.
All right. Also today, I'll be talking with Nannette Sutton of WAYNENET, and if you don't know what WAYNENET is, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at it's one of the fine services offered by the county. And then we'll be talking and hearing from Jessica Strickland. We'll be talking about bulbs and what bulbs are and how to handle them and how to plant them and what to lock for and how to get
flowering bulbs.
I mean flowering bulbs,
not light bulbs.
Not light bulbs. Thank you for that clarification there, bright lady. And we're going to talk about bulbs. That's what we're going to be talking about today.
Yes, we are.
It's going to be one of those days, I can tell already.
I'm telling you.
All right. Anyway.
We have all kinds of things going on.
We do. I wanted to mention a couple of things. You have some things, and I want to start by reminding everyone to please wash your hands.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, certainly.
That's the best way to stay healthy and well during the winter season.
It is. You know, that's true. It just seems like such a small thing, but according to David Madden, our health director here in Wayne County, it just makes sense. And if you think about it, germs, bacteria are so transferable by touch. All you have to do is walk into a grocery store, walk into your own home, or walk in to keep your put your hand in your kid's mouth. I mean, the places, you know, there's germs everywhere.
They are.
Wash your hands. Keeping hands clean is one of the most important steps you can take to avoid getting sick and spreading germs to others.
And with this flu season, we know we need to be extra careful.
That is so true. You do have to be extra careful. Wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue when you cough or sneeze. If you don't have a tissue, cough or sneeze into your upper sleeve or elbow, not into your hands. True.
Exactly. True.
True. There you go, just like that. Okay?
You like a demonstration?
Yeah. Okay. True. What do you have?
Well, you know, one of the things that we have coming up is the Senior Center is having a grand opening on November the 30th.
I know. We're so excited.
I know, at 2 p.m. You know, if you're not a senior but you'd like to visit the Senior Center, I mean, because it's just opening to the public, that is the day to do it. November the 30th at 2 p.m. It's an open house. Love to have you join us.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, there's so many things for seniors to do there. You have to be 60 or above, and if you're one of us who is fortunate enough to be 60 or older, you can enjoy the Senior Center. It is so full of stuff. You talk about an exercise room, it will knock your socks off. Wait a minute. That's not a very, well, anyway, you'll really enjoy it. You will love it. There are quiet rooms where you can kick back and relax and read a good book. There are computer rooms where you can work with the computer, the internet. There's just so many things. Oh, and the dining hall, oh my goodness.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it yet. I know you've gone and done a tour.
I've been there a couple of times.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it yet, so I'm excited to go to their open house.
It is very exciting. It's at 2001, I think, or 2100. Anyway, it's on East Ash Street, 2001 East Ash Street. It is hard to miss. It's the old Sportsman's World right there on East Ash Street, there at the corner of Claiborne Street. You can't miss it. It's the Peggy Seegers Senior Center, and we're so proud of it.
We are absolutely proud of it. So join us there. And also on December the 1st, the Boys and Girls Club have their annual pancake breakfast at 7 a.m.
Oh boy.
We all want to come and support the Boys and Girls Club. All the money stays right there in that club.
It does. And and everyone wins here. Boys and Girls Clubs win, but you win as well with your delicious pancake breakfast. It is great. They've been doing this for years.
They have. They have. And you can check their website to find more information about ticket costs and those kind of things. But they start at 7 a.m. on December the 1st. Yeah. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, we got some blood drives.
Oh, boy.
Wednesday, November the 28th at Wayne Community College at 9 a.m. They're having one. And then Thursday, the following day, the 29th, they're having one at Sam's at 1 p.m. So that's Wayne Community College on the 28th and Sam's Club on Thursday the 29th.
Excellent. Give the gift of life, especially this time of year. You know, blood drives are so important year-round, but they're essential to this time of year because blood donations are always down around the holidays.
People are busy, they're just not thinking about it.
they're not thinking about it. And so think about it. All right?
That's right.
All right.
Let's see, what else is happening? Oh, the Goldsboro Parks and Recreation needs coaches, Wayne. They need basketball coaches right now. They need coaches of all sports, but basketball's the one they're focusing on.
Yeah.
If you're interested in being a basketball coach, or if you know of someone who would be, give them a call at 919-739-7488. Basketball coaches at Goldsboro Parks and Recreation.
What's that number again?
919-739-7488.
739
Yes.
7488. Okay. Very good. Well, here's another health tip for you.
Okay.
It has been cold the last few days. You know, we had a beautiful weekend, the weekend after Thanksgiving, but yesterday and today, wow, it really turned chilly on us. Cold temperatures can cause serious health problems. Now, they say that cold weather doesn't make you sick, but it can have an effect on your body, and your body could react to it, especially in infants and in older adults. Number one, stay dry. Dress warmly in layers. And then
You hear that so much, but that is so important.
it is important.
And
if you do dress in layers, then you can actually feel the difference rather than just putting on one big bulky coat.
Right.
So dress in layers. Wear several layers of light clothing, lightweight clothing. Several layers of loose-fitting, tightly woven clothing. Stay safe and healthy in the winter weather. And that's they just suggest that you stay warm this time of year especially.
And we're getting a lot of tips from the health department.
Yes.
They are sending over lots of information for us to share. This will be going on throughout the winter months especially.
Yeah, so take heed, okay?
And you know, Wayne, during the holiday season, we have a tendency to, as we're decorating, we bring lots of plants into our home. Big, beautiful, whether it's poinsettias or things with, you know, the holly trees with the little berries, different things we use to decorate. Well, did you know a lot of those plants can be poisonous to our pets? Not to us necessarily, but to our pets.
Oh.
And, you know, if ingested, like if your dog were to bite off one of those berries, or if they were to eat some of the poinsettia leaves, it can really be harmful to your pet. It can upset their stomach, but it can also be fatal.
Yeah.
To both dogs and cats.
That's true.
Mistletoe is another thing that really upsets the stomachs and can cause an animal's heart to collapse.
Wow.
So we need to be very careful about where we place these holiday plants throughout our house. I mean, the list goes on and on, from hibiscus plants to other things. And, you know, whenever we're decorating a home, of course we want it to be beautiful. But if you have, especially inside pets that are just roaming free around your home that you may not be able to watch all the time, then you want to think about where you're placing these plants. Maybe not sit on the floor.
You know, that's exactly.
Or low places.
I was just going to say, you walk into someone's home is beautifully decorated for the holidays.
Right.
A lot of times a poinsettia or some of these plants are sitting on the floor.
Or on the hearth of your fireplace, things like that.
Yeah.
But if your animals can get to them, that it could absolutely, you know, be dangerous for both cats and dogs.
You know, some people avoid that, and I'm not saying one way or the other is better than the other, but some people use plastic plants. You know,
Yeah, like silk
it's
plants
one
or
way of
something.
doing it, or they use plastic animals. One or the other. You know, you could go either way. You know, plastic pet. Here, Rover.
Well, Wayne, who's on the show today?
Well, I'll tell you what. Up next, you spoke with a very special lady.
That's right. It's a surprise.
Ho, ho, ho.
That's right.
That's up next.
That's right. Let's see what she's got to say. Hi, and welcome to Wayne Goldsboro Television. Look who I have with me today. Miss CLAUS has joined me on the set today to talk about some exciting things happening in Herman Park. Hey, Miss CLAUS.
Hello, how are you?
I am great, and I've been a good girl, by the way.
I am so glad Santa's going to be happy to hear that.
Wonderful. We always want Santa happy.
Definitely.
So now I hear some exciting things are happening, like maybe Santa may give some young children a phone call this year.
Yes, he loves to do that each year. It's run through the Goldsboro Parks and Recreation Department, Calls from Santa. So if you are interested, just get your mom or dad to come to Herman Park Center or give us a call. We'll fill out a little form and we'll make sure that Santa gives you a call.
Wow, so young children, is there a certain age range, Ms. Claus, that they need to be?
From 3 to 9.
3 to 9,
yes.
okay. So if they want to have a phone call from either Santa Claus or you, Mrs. Claus.
Sometimes I do get to get in on the action.
Then they need to call Goldsboro Parks and Recreation and fill out some information, and there'll be certain days that Santa will call, right?
Right. Santa will call on December 10th through the 13th. So,
okay.
And we start our calls at 5 o'clock, and pretty much we can let Santa know when that child would be available, just to make sure that he is not going to miss his call from Santa.
Oh, that is so neat. So if you're interested in that, call Goldsboro Parks and Recreation. Do we have a phone number, Ms. Claus?
That number is 919-739-7480.
7480, okay. So now how about other exciting things like are happening behind us, Jingle in the Park?
We have got Jingle in the Park coming up, and I cannot wait for one.
Are you going to be there?
I am going to be there.
Is
and
Santa
I think the big guy's going to be there too. Yes,
All
he
right.
is planning on it. It is on our calendar. It is going to be on Friday, December 7th and Saturday, December 8th. We're going to get to be at Herman Park twice this year, so we are really looking forward to that.
So now will the lights be on when the children get there, or will there be a switch that's going to be flipped and all the lights will come on?
The lights are going to be on all over the place, and that park is going to be lit up so beautiful. So we cannot
So they'll
wait.
be everywhere.
They will be everywhere.
So what exciting things are happening that night?
We are going to get to have some hay rides. We'll make some s'mores this year. I think that's something different.
Oh, yes.
We'll be doing arts and crafts. We'll have a story time. We will have the Polar Express through the Kiwanis train.
Oh, yes.
Then there will definitely get to have a visit with my husband and I, so we are really looking forward to that. We are just going to have lots of fun out in Herman Park those 2 nights, and we hope that everybody wants to join us.
Oh, yeah. Is it from 4 to 7 or 4 to 8?
It's from 4 to 8.
4 to 8.
Santa and I are going to get there about 6 o'clock. So we've got to have our rest up time with the big day coming, but the hours are from 4 until 8. Different things are going on Friday and Saturday, so you might want to check it out both days.
So there's entertainment that'll be going on?
Local entertainment will be going on both nights, all night.
Music throughout the park, roasting marshmallows, making s'mores,
yes.
Arts and crafts going on?
That's right.
Wow.
Rudolph will be there. We'll have a visit from the old Polar Express bear, just all kinds of fun things to do those evenings.
What more can you ask for?
Snow.
Oh, well, we can ask for snow. We can ask. It may happen.
Hopefully.
It certainly happened downtown when they did the lights
That is
up.
right. That is right. That was a
You don't
beautiful
ever know.
thing.
You never know. So, okay, mark your calendars. December 7th and 8th from
7th and
4 to 8. Come see Mrs. Claus and her
I'll be there.
husband Santa. He'll be there in the beautiful Herman Park as they turn the lights on.
That is right.
Make it even more beautiful than it already is.
That's right. We hope to see you there.
All right, wonderful. Thank you for being with us, Miss Claus. We'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you for having me, Kim.
We're back on WGTV today, Wayne Goldsboro Television. Thank you for being with us. Wasn't that fun?
That was so much fun.
I love that.
Mrs. Claus in town.
Ho, ho, ho.
December 7th and 8th.
Oh boy, that is just great.
It
Speaking
is.
of the holidays, I have a special announcement about special holiday traditions. If you bake special goodies, do you bake?
No.
No, I don't.
Well,
know.
a little bit.
Oh, do you?
I pretend.
I don't bake. You pretend?
I pretend.
Maybe you perhaps make unique ornaments every year. You make ornaments?
No.
Okay.
Do you?
No. Well, you know, now's a great time to either get started or learn or start a tradition of some sort, whatever your tradition is. We want to hear about it. We'd love to hear about it. You could email us your traditions, your family's traditions. Email us at WGTV@waynegov.com. WGTV@waynegov.com. Tell us what you do that's traditional around your home this time of year.
That's right. People have so many unique and wonderful holiday traditions, and if you don't have a holiday tradition, you can start one. You can create one in your family. And that's why we're going to be sharing lots of things that people across the community are doing special for these holiday seasons.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Well, Wayne, another area that we have been talking to the public about is our Kids Spotlight.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, let me tell you, we've had a phenomenal response to the kids in our community. I mean, it's been overwhelming.
Well, I'm not surprised at that because we have some phenomenal kids
That's
in our
right.
community.
That's
We
right.
do.
There's so many wonderful students excelling in our community in the 4 areas: community service, academics, athletics, or the arts. And we're continuing to accept submissions and applications. We're planning on making this an ongoing segment. You're going to start seeing these spotlights the 1st of December. We're going
Really?
through all of them now, responding back to the children that have been accepted. And oh my goodness, I think you're going to be surprised and delighted to hear from these youth.
That's wonderful.
Starting the 1st of December.
The first week of December, we're going to have these.
We're going to start having children on the show where we're going to interview them and talk with them about what they're doing in our community and why they do what they do and how they got to that point, who was their mentors. Oh, it's going to be fun.
That's
It's
fantastic.
going to be nice.
That
Oh,
is
yes.
fantastic.
There's a lot of good children in this community that are
Yeah.
doing great things.
Now that is so true,
Lot of
and that's
talent.
that's true. You oftentimes hear what's not right and what's bad and what's not good, and it's about time we bragged on
It is.
our youngsters a little bit.
And you know, a lot of times it's what you make it. You can always turn things around
Sure you
because I
can.
tell you what, we have a fantastic community.
Yeah, we do.
We have wonderful things going on in our community. We talk about them every day. But you know, it's important for people in our community to talk positive about our community as well. It's important for us when we're out to lunch, when we're out to dinner, when we're with our friends, talk up your community. Talk
Sure.
about the good things that are happening.
Sure.
There's lots going on.
Well, oftentimes you'll run up against somebody who doesn't know how to do anything but complain.
Right.
Well, if that's you, go away. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I want to hear something good, and that's a great idea. When you know of something good going on in the community, let's hear about it. I want to
That's
hear
right.
about it.
Let's talk positive about where we live and where we work and our surroundings because, you know, people enjoy positive, not negative.
That's
So
right.
let's talk about the positives.
That's right. Okay.
So tell me something positive, Wayne.
I'm positive. I'm going to tell you something. I'm positive you need to travel safely during this holiday period.
Yes, you do.
Whether you're traveling across town, across the county, across the country, or around the globe, help ensure your trip is safe. This word coming from our health department here in Wayne County. Don't drink and drive.
No.
That's not smart. Don't let someone else drink and drive. Wear a seatbelt every time you drive or every time you ride in a motor vehicle. And now, you know, I didn't used to think back seat you needed to wear a seatbelt, but you really do. You really do. Wear your seatbelt whether you're in the front seat, driving, or in the back seat. And especially if you're driving. I mean, if you're driving a vehicle, you're in control,
You are.
you're in charge, and if you don't tell everybody in the car to buckle up, or if you don't make sure they're buckled up, you're putting your family in danger. Now, you don't want that to happen.
And during the holiday season, that seems to be a time where there are people out being a little more reckless, where everybody's in a hurry, trying to rush to get here, there, and everywhere. And, you know, defensive driving is smart.
It is.
Be careful. Defend your family.
Drive defensively. You don't hear that much anymore. That used to be a big
Yes, it did.
campaign, you know, drive defensively. You don't hear that much. But anyway,
Where do you
do
think
it.
I got it?
I don't know. Always buckle your child in the car using a child safety seat, a booster seat, or a seat belt according to his or her height, weight, and age.
That's right.
All right, do that. Be careful. Think about what you're doing, okay? That's all you have to do. Because if you don't think, the consequences could be
Severe.
severe. That's right.
And speaking of buckling your children in correctly, we're going to have somebody coming on the show in a couple days, or this week maybe, from Safe Kids of Wayne County.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they're going to come and talk to us about the rules and the regulations of the state of North Carolina.
Great.
What age you need to be in certain size seat and that type thing, or wearing a seat belt.
Yeah.
So we'll hear all about that and all about other things going on in our community through Safe Kids Wayne County.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, coming up, I talked with Nannette Sutton. Nannette is the director of the WAYNENET operation and agency here in Wayne County. What a great thing
I
this
learned
is.
a lot when I saw your last interview with
Really?
her.
Yeah, well, I tell you, we're going to take it just a bit further this time, and we're going to hear all about WAYNENET. Nannette Sutton is up next on WGTV Today. Our guest today is Nannette Sutton, and Nannette is the coordinator for WAYNENET. Nannette, what is WAYNENET?
WAYNENET is Wayne County's non-emergency transport system.
So it's like an ambulance, but it's non-emergency.
That is correct.
So someone who needs a transportation for non-emergency but still medical, that's where you come in.
That is correct.
All right, now tell me, how does that compare to Wayne County's emergency system?
Wayne County EMS is activated when someone needs an emergency vehicle, an ambulance, and they pick up the phone and dial 911. Then a paramedic on Wayne County EMS ambulance will go to that address and take that patient or that person to the emergency room. WAYNENET, we take patients to doctor's appointments, dialysis. We transport from facilities to hospital, from facilities to doctor's appointments. We also have 2 wheelchair vans. And if anyone is in need of a wheelchair trip, we also do that.
So non-emergency means non-emergency.
Yes, that is
Someone
correct.
has a doctor's appointment. So do you just cover Wayne County, or do you ever go outside, take patients outside the Wayne County area?
Yes, we do. If the patient has a doctor's appointment, Chapel Hill, Duke, we've been to New York.
What?
We've been to New York to pick up people to bring them back.
Which New York?
New York, New York.
Oh, wow.
Not long ago, we went to Georgia and brought a patient back from the hospital in Georgia back to Goldsboro.
So you're open pretty much to whatever the need of the public may be.
As long as the trip either begins or ends in this county,
Okay.
we can do that.
All right. So if somebody wants to go from Georgia to Peoria,
Can't
you
do that.
Okay, you don't do that. But it begins or ends here.
Yes.
Okay.
And all of our employees on our trucks are EMTs.
Oh, okay. So they EMT. So they're trained, medically trained,
Yes,
in case there is an emergency.
that is correct.
Okay.
And if we are in need of a paramedic, if we have a trip that we have to have a paramedic, we borrow the paramedic from the EMS side.
Oh, okay. So there is in Wayne County. Wayne County has an ambulance service
That is correct.
and a non-emergency service.
Yes,
Okay, and there the twain shall meet.
that's correct.
Okay, so they have theirs, and you have your responsibilities and duties.
That is correct.
How did WAYNENET get started? Why was there a need for this?
WAYNENET was established in August of 2006. Wayne County EMS has been in existence since March of 2002. And both departments are enterprise funds, but Wayne County EMS does not make all the money they need to go from year to year on their budget.
When you say enterprise funds, they actually have to, they charge for their services in order to build revenue in order to pay for those services.
That is correct.
All right.
So
Both
WAYNENET,
of them are enterprise services.
Yes.
Okay.
but WAYNENET is a nonprofit, and what we do with the money that we make, we pay our way, and we also help pay for Wayne County EMS.
So Wayne County EMS was having some difficulty.
Well, it's not a difficulty. It's just that you never make enough to pay, because not everybody pays their invoices, their bills.
Well, and understandably, given the nature of
That is
the,
correct.
the
business.
situation,
That's
the
right.
business. But WAYNENET, your operation, you are an enterprise organization, and you do make enough money to cover your expenses, and you pay part of the EMS,
Yes.
ambulance expenses.
Yes.
My goodness, that's wonderful.
That is a help for the taxpayers of Wayne County.
I can see how it would be.
Yes.
Because if there's part of the county, an agency within the county is not able to pay their expenses, then that comes, tax dollars would help cover the rest.
That is correct.
And you're able to alleviate that.
Yes.
Wonderful. How big is WAYNENET? How many vehicles do you have?
At this point, we have 5 trucks that we run. We have 2 wheelchair vans. If there is a need for more, we can borrow from the EMS side.
Okay. And within those 5 vans, you say you do have access to a paramedic. And
We do.
And your drivers are and assistants are medically trained.
They are EMTs.
EMTs. So I don't always see WAYNENET on the vehicles being used. What's going on with that?
Because we use Wayne County EMS vehicles. That's what they state. But we are in the process of having the name changed, and on the side of the trucks you will see WAYNENET with our phone number.
Oh, okay. Great. And what is that phone number?
919-705-1956.
Okay. I knew you knew that.
I did.
Okay. So 705-1956
Yes.
if somebody needs your services. Now, so the trucks are being painted. Now, and you call them trucks, okay?
The ambulances.
Ambulances, it's semantics, I know, but I can't picture being picked up and taken to my doctor's appointment in a truck. Even though I drive a truck, it's just something there. It's an ambulance.
It's an ambulance.
Vehicle.
It is.
It's a medical vehicle.
It is a medical
All right.
vehicle.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been with WAYNENET?
I have been with WAYNENET since June of 2011.
How long have you been with Wayne County?
I've been with Wayne County Emergency Services since February of 2002.
Okay, so you've been with the county emergency services 10 years.
Yes.
And with WAYNENET a year.
Year and a half.
Okay, a year and a half.
Yeah.
All right. And WAYNENET is doing really well.
We are doing well. We're doing very well. We have 12 full-time employees, and they work shifts just like the EMS side does, 24-hour shifts. I have 2 full-time trucks from late afternoon till 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm always running 2 full-time trucks. During the day, we may run 5, 6 trucks a day.
Now, you're available 24 hours.
We are available 24 hours.
If it's a non-emergency, is it needed 24 hours?
Yes.
It's actually used 24 hours?
It is used 24 hours.
For non-emergency?
For non-emergencies.
3 or 4 o'clock in the morning?
We will get a call from hospital emergency room for discharges.
Oh.
We get calls from facilities that someone needs to go to the emergency room, but it's not an emergency type situation, so they'll call us and we will go pick them up and take them to the emergency room.
Okay. And then you bill the patient or their insurance?
We bill the insurance. We have a billing company.
Okay.
Let me back up and say that also when EMS gets busy, my trucks are available for them.
I see.
So they can help out in the emergency situations because they are EMTs.
Right.
And with the Wayne County EMS system, we also have a shift supervisor, but we also have 2 QRV medics, paramedics. So if need be, we can put those medics on our trucks and make it a paramedic truck if the county is in that situation where they need more vehicles.
I'll stick my neck out here.
Okay.
QRV, quick response?
Quick response vehicle.
Oh,
you got it.
Hey. Okay. So when the ambulance gets real busy, you're able to back them up.
We are.
Okay. This is really a great organization.
It's awesome. We have an awesome system in Wayne County. I'm not saying that because I work for them, but we have an awesome system for Wayne County. I'm not sure that all the citizens of Wayne County realize what they've got here.
And I know I've had some interaction with some of your staff as well, and they're amazing.
I think so too.
Yeah, they're just great people.
I think so too.
Very caring.
Yes.
Very caring people. So if someone wants to know more about WAYNENET, what do they do?
Call me.
How do they call you? What's that number?
919-705-1956. Ask for me and I'll be glad to talk to them.
Ask for Nannette.
Nannette Sutton.
Nannette Sutton is the coordinator for WAYNENET, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
We appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
Nannette Sutton, coordinator for WAYNENET, and I'm Wayne Alley.
Now we're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television, WGTV. Thank you for being with us. Coming up, December 7th is the last day for those who use Medicare Part D to change their plan. Now, if you've been using Medicare Part D, sometime in about the middle of October until December 7th, you could change your plan. Now, some people do change their plans, and if you want to know more about this, you could talk to Aaron McAuliffe at the Senior Center on East Ash Street, but you have until December 7th to change that plan. And it's the only time this year that you'll be able to do it. The next time will be the end of 2013. So again, give that some thought, think about it, take a look at your plan. If you want to change it, talk to Erin. She can help you with that.
Well, Wayne, tonight, Tuesday, tonight, at, well, let's see, Arts Council of Wayne County. That's where it is. That's where it is.
That's where it is?
Ornament painting.
What?
Ornament painting. You stopped me there for a minute. I couldn't get the word out.
Ornament.
Ornament painting. You can
Ornament.
go there and paint ornaments. They'll have all the supplies there at the Arts Council of Wayne County. That's at 6:30 this evening. But they also have other things coming up. They have such a long list on November the 8th. Nope. Let's see. December the 6th.
December 6th.
December the 6th. At the Arts Council, you can go in and paint holiday paintings. That's from ages 4 to 12, so that has an age on it.
Oh.
You're out, Wayne.
Doggone it.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 to 12, you can go and paint holiday paintings. You can go on December the 4th and 11th and make a wreath. That's for adults.
Oh.
From 6 until 7:30
Okay.
p.m.
Okay.
Goodness, that'd be fun. We should go make a wreath, Wayne.
That's a good idea.
Isn't that a good
I have
idea?
never been a wreather,
A wreath.
but I could be, I suppose.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
Yes, you could. So there's all kinds of things going on at the Arts Council of Wayne County. Of course, they have their art market, which we have
Oh,
visited
yeah.
many times.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
you know, during the holidays, that will be a great time to go and buy some holiday gifts for your friends and family. The good thing about it, of course, you're shopping local and supporting your community. But the good thing about it is they're all unique. You know, there's not like multiples made of everything in an art market.
Oh, yeah, that's
Everything
right.
is unique and different.
Right.
So you're giving really special, extraordinary gifts to your family. So they'll see you've taken the extra special effort.
Oh, yeah.
To make them feel special. So
That's
shop
a great
at the
idea.
art market.
Yes, buy local.
Buy local at the
Buy
art market
local.
or anywhere local in our community.
That's right. All right, November 27th is,
That's today.
yes, is today.
Yeah,
It's Dinah Day. You ever heard of Dinah Shore?
I believe I have.
I'm telling you, she was great.
Yes.
Oh, she is, or she was rather. Today is the anniversary of her very first TV show.
Was that the Dinosaur Show?
Yeah.
Is that what it was called? Dinosaur Show?
Oh, yeah, it was called the Dinosaur Show. You got me on that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, this day, 1951, is when that started. Her big sponsor later on was Chevrolet, and she was famous for "See the USA in your
a
Chevrolet."
Chevrolet.
Yes,
Oh,
and then
okay.
she'd blow a kiss. Oh yeah, she
I
was.
don't remember that.
Oh, she was wonderful. She was wonderful. Let's see what else is going on. Today is Bavarian Cream Pie Day.
Love it.
Woo!
Love it.
I'm telling you.
We all have to be careful though during the holidays because we have a tendency to eat a little more than we normally would. Put the pounds on.
Well, see, it's easy. It's easy to
Yeah.
easy to get away with that because it says it's Bavarian Cream Pie Day, and I'm not Bavarian, so I can do it and get away with it, and nobody knows.
Really interesting. Interesting. Well, eat it in moderation, Wayne.
Well, of course.
Eat everything in small portions.
Everything in small portions, right? Today is National Get the Giggles and Give One Away Day.
But we have our fair share of that.
Don't we, though?
Yes.
It's also the wedding anniversary. Isn't that nice? That's sweet.
Yeah, who?
Bill.
Bill who?
Shakespeare. William Shakespeare and Anne Hathaway married this day a long time ago. They are celebrating their a bunch of hundredths wedding anniversary. 1582. Okay?
Oh,
all right.
goodness. That was a fun show today. We've had all kinds of interesting individuals on our show.
And it's going to continue
it
as
sure
well.
Is, because you have Jessica Strickland up next.
I do have Jessica up next. Jessica Strickland with the Cooperative Extension Service. We're going to talk about bulbs on WGTV today. Today we're talking with Jessica Hyatt of the Cooperative Extension Service, and Jessica is our horticulture agent. Thank you for being with us. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing great. We missed you last week. You're here the second and fourth Friday of each month.
Right.
And if there's a month that happens to have a fifth something in it, well, it just didn't work out for us.
Right.
But you're here today.
Yes.
And here it is toward the end of November, well, actually the middle of November. So what are we talking about today?
I wanted to talk about planting spring bulbs. And this is something that sometimes people forget or don't think about because obviously you think of them in the spring when they're actually flowering.
Yeah.
But you have to plant them now in order to get those spring flowering bulbs in your landscape during early spring.
Okay, so you brought some bulbs with us.
I did.
With you today. So what are we looking at here?
Brought some different bulbs, 3 different kinds. Brought some crocus. These are the very small ones.
Those are small.
They bloom very early, usually late winter or very early spring. They're the first little flowers that seem to come up most of the time. And not very tall, pretty small, tiny flowers, but they're, you know, pretty little flowers. A lot of them purple.
Kind of close to the ground.
Yeah, usually close to the ground.
But I've seen these things come up through ice-covered snow,
Yes.
grass.
Yeah, if we
I
get
mean,
if we have a late winter, you know, late snow, or you know, bad temperatures or bad weather still late into the season, they'll still pop up and show up. So you're usually the first flowers that come up.
All right, now this one I'm holding in my hand here. This one's got a little peak on it there.
It does.
It looks like it's getting ready to grow. Is that right?
And that's usually a good sign that these bulbs are, you know,
Healthy.
healthy.
Yeah.
They're doing well, and would be bulbs to pick or to select to plant in your landscape or your garden.
Now this one has 2 or 3 little growths
It does.
coming out on the side and on the top there.
Yep.
Right.
And really a bulb, what it is like you took a plant and you just condensed it or compacted it into this little package. And everything you need, the food for the plant for that year and for it to survive is all already in that bulb, ready to go.
Oh, okay, so that's a little compact plant in there.
It is.
It's kind of like you take and you shrink it
Exactly.
down to, how do you, what kind of bulb is this?
These are tulips.
Oh, really?
And tulips, a lot of people like them because they have large flowers and really have a lot of different colors to pick from. They have that major impact of color in the landscape in early spring. One downfall with tulips in Wayne County is that our soil temperatures are pretty warm, and you have to treat these like annuals. So a lot of people plant them and then they're disappointed when the second year they don't come back up. But our soil temperatures are pretty warm. If you went further north, they would do fine and treat them like a perennial, and they'd keep coming back year after year.
One reason they grow so well and are associated with the Netherlands is because it's cooler temperatures, cooler soil and all that. And I read something interesting that these did not originate in the Netherlands. I always thought they came from Holland, but they were brought there by somebody. But anyway,
I never heard that. So. That's pretty neat.
I may have just made it up. I don't know. But anyway, those are tulip bulbs. So you have to almost treat them like annuals here.
You do. If you
Can
want
you take
tulips,
them indoors?
You could try to dig them up and save the bulbs and then try to replant them. You just have to be cautious that they don't stay through the summers and those hot soil temperatures.
Okay.
And otherwise, you just have to accept the fact that they have to be replanted every year.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, what do we have here?
And these are daffodils. Most people are very familiar with daffodils, sometimes called narcissus or jonquils. They, kind of go by 2 or 3 different names because there's many different groups and types of daffodils around.
A daffodil.
And daffodils naturalize very easily. They come back every year with very little work or very little effort. Just a matter of planting them, and they keep coming back.
How tall does a daffodil get?
Daffodil about 1 foot or so.
Are they often confused with other yellow?
Sometimes they can be. Yeah. And
what is a narcissus?
Narcissus is a type of daffodil. It's a group of daffodils. They're a little different as far as I think they're very fragrant, and just as far as kind of that flower is a little different, and they're yellow. Most of them's yellow.
Maybe a little smaller.
Okay. Yeah, might be a little smaller in size.
So a narcissus is a kind of a daffodil.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So these are daffodils. All right. Now, how do you plant these? Or how do you plant any of these?
It's pretty easy to plant. The main thing you usually need to be careful of is the spacing, because you can see we've got different kinds, different sizes.
Different sizes.
And of course, these that are very small, these crocuses would be planted not as deep compared to tulips or daffodils. And you would plant these bulbs a little bit deeper. And a good rule of thumb is take the width of the bulb.
The width.
The width of it.
All right, side to side.
From side to side, and 3 times as deep as the width.
Oh, okay.
So about 3 times as deep. So obviously these are going to be closer to the surface and these deeper in the ground.
So that's maybe 3/4 to an inch in width.
Right.
So that would be maybe 2 to 3 inches in depth.
Right.
And it goes just like that. Is that right?
Yes.
It goes in the ground.
Yeah, and
with the pointy side up.
Yep. There's a base to it, and very easy on the daffodils to pick out. You can see the roots. That's the bottom, and so you'll put them in the ground that way.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Tulips
Roots on the
might
bottom.
not be as much, but you can still tell there's a tip there that's the top, and
pointy
this
side
is the
up.
bottom. Yep.
Okay.
So you got to make sure you plant them right side up, and so they'll grow, sprout, and go towards the ground, the surface. And otherwise, there's not a lot you have to do. A lot of people ask about fertilizing bulbs, and like I said earlier, everything that's needed for that plant to grow for the year is already in there. So when you fertilize, you're looking at fertilizing for next year and future years.
Okay.
A lot of people you see recommendations to add some type of phosphorus like bone meal or superphosphate, because if you have it kind of below the bulb, that's going to help with root development. Phosphorus will help with the root development.
But should it be in contact with the root?
No, it should not be in contact.
So you put the phosphorus in, put soil on top of it.
Right, yeah, incorporate into the soil, and but what you're trying to do, instead of having the phosphorus up in this area, is have it below so it reaches those roots.
Okay.
Right. And phosphorus is a good, otherwise a typical garden fertilizer like a 10-10-10. You know, if it's a slow release, you can add it into the soil as you're planting, or if you want to use a soluble garden fertilizer, you can fertilize right after planting, and then they say again when you see the sprouts coming above the ground in the spring.
So when you see the sprouts coming above the ground in the spring, go ahead and fertilize at that time.
Yeah.
So all this is nothing more than a mini. This is a compressed plant with food storage. Everything it needs is right in here. So you dig a hole 3 inches deeper than this is wide, or 3 times deeper than this is wide. You put the pointy side up, root side down. First thing you do though is you mix in some phosphorus, and then put a thin layer of soil on top of it so the roots don't come in contact with it. Put that in, cover it up, and va-boom, bada beam, bada boom. You got yourself a plant. Huh?
Then you can forget about them, not worry about them, and they show up in the spring. And the reason we plant them in November is they do need a chilling period, and that's the purpose of planting them November in order to get them to bloom in the spring. They need a chilling period, so around November, this is when our soil temperatures are starting to get below 60 degrees, and that's allowing for those cold temperatures to chill them, and that'll encourage them then to grow and bloom in the springtime when it warms up.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's the latest window? November's a good window, but
November's
can you go
the best
into
one.
December?
You could go into December some. If they don't reach that chilling requirement that they need certain number of hours, and depends a little bit on the bulb, but most of these are about the same. If they don't get that 2 to almost 3 months, what will happen is they'll bloom closer to the ground and not really develop as strong of a stem, so they tend to be very compacted and short and don't really seem to get above the ground much.
So it's not only that the temperature has to be below 50 or 60 degrees, but it needs to be below 50 or 60 over a certain length of time.
Exactly. And sometimes in really warmer temperatures, say if you go to the coast or further south, they might stick it in the refrigerator to get some of that chilling requirement because their soil temperature is not going to be cold long enough.
Right.
So that's an option too.
You know, I've heard of doing that. You dig the bulbs up and and then you put them in a paper bag.
Right.
Put them in the refrigerator for a month, and then come January or 2 months, but in January, put them in the ground.
Yep, you can
You
do
don't
that.
freeze them though, do you?
No, you don't freeze them. You still are aiming for that 60 degrees.
Okay,
And
around 60.
60.
Okay, around 60 or slightly below.
Right. And the only other thing I've read or seen is, I've seen a recommendation if you do refrigerate them for that chilling requirement is not to put them near fruit, because fruits and vegetables develop gases that can, encourage them to try to go ahead and sprout. So I would be cautious not to put it near your vegetables and fruit in the refrigerator.
Put them in a separate vegetable bin. You got bulbs over here and, and tomatoes and, not tomatoes, but other stuff over here.
Right.
Okay. So how do you pick out a good bulb? When you go to the store, you go to the garden center, you say, "Oh, I love that. That's so pretty."
Yes.
How do you pick it out?
A couple
What do you
things.
do? I mean, it's got to be a test, right?
I think one thing is kind of be aware where it's at. I've noticed before going into places with bulbs is they might have bins set up.
Yes.
And you got to think about that if the bulbs look very similar, if you think you're buying, say, a yellow daffodil and there's another bin next to it that's white daffodils, people look at them and toss them.
And toss them back.
Or, kids play with them.
I hadn't thought of that.
That you could have a mix-up. So if you have them in a bag packaged up, you know what you're getting. So if you're very particular and want a certain type of color, then you be very cautious of bins that can get mixed up.
All right.
Otherwise, just making sure there's no bruises, making sure they're not kind of squishy feeling when you touch them.
All right. You want them to be firm, no soft spots.
Right. And no mold or any bruising. Look, like that one. That one looks like it's might have started getting beaten up a little bit.
Okay.
And,
all right. Well, let's take a look at that again. Take a look at it.
Right here, you can tell that that first layer has came off.
Moving in a little closer
Okay.
to the camera there. There you go. All right, yeah, the first layer is starting to peel.
Yeah, and you can see there's a little bit of damage there. It's probably just where it's been, you know, banged around some and moved around and so forth, gotten a little bruised. It probably still would do fine, but you see compared to, you know, one like this, then, you know, that one looks like it's in good shape.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so it's just a matter of, you know, selecting the bigger the bulbs, the bigger the flowers is another thing to
The
consider.
bigger the bulbs, the bigger the flowers.
So don't go through and pick all the small tulip ones. If you want big tulips, you know, pick the larger ones. They develop, you know, larger flowers.
Overall, bulbs are pretty hardy.
Yes, yeah.
What's the difference between a bulb and a tuber?
A bulb it's got everything kind of packaged into the plant, and if you, just like an onion, if you cut it open, you got those layers.
Right.
And so your leaf, everything's packed in there. A tuber is more of an underground root, or, you know, you talk about rhizomes, underground stem.
Right.
It's kind of just more one part of the plant, where your bulb is that whole plant, everything's
So
packaged together.
A tuber would almost look like, say, a potato.
Right.
Yes. Okay. A root, if you would.
Right.
All right. So bulbs, tubers, you plant them about the same, or tubers are
Right.
closer to the surface, maybe?
Yeah, again, it just goes back to the size of it. If
Okay.
it's a larger one, probably go a little bit deeper in the
Little
ground.
deeper. All right. And if you have bulbs in one location and they've been there, how often do you split them, and how do you do that?
About every 2 to 3 years. If you see them getting really crowded, especially daffodils, because they naturalize so well and they multiply, that if you see them crowding together, you know, dig them up and separate them, spread them out, and to plant again. And around this time, you know, it'd be time to go ahead and separate them and plant them. Some people go ahead and separate them early and store them in a paper bag, and then they will plant them during this time. So there's a couple ways to go about it.
Okay, very good. All right, tubers the same way, every 2 or 3 years, maybe
Right.
maybe you can get away with a little longer.
Yeah.
I think I haven't divided mine in 8 to 10, maybe. Maybe that's why
Right.
they're not producing any flowers.
Yeah, a
or
lot of
anything,
times
right?
whenever people say, well, they've stopped flowering, that's usually the first thing is, are they crowded and need to be divided?
Okay, okay, very good.
Yes.
And if anyone has any questions, do you have a pamphlet or something on?
We do. At the Extension office, we have a lot of information, bulbs and other things related to gardening and plants, and we're located on the corner of George and Chestnut Street in downtown Goldsboro.
All right, at Wayne Center.
Yes.
That long brick building.
Right.
Your office is in there, and they go into the big parking lot.
Yes. Yeah.
Only take one parking space at a time, please.
Please.
And go into the office there, and one of those nice ladies there will help.
Yes, and we've got lots of information on all kinds of things related
So
to horticulture.
how would somebody contact you? What's the phone number?
The phone number there is 919-731-1525.
731-1525, 731-1525. Jessica Strickland of the Cooperative Extension Service, and today we've been talking about bulbs. You'll be back in a couple of weeks, and we'll be talking then about, well, let's see now. Will we be back in a couple of weeks? Yeah, we will. We will be back in a couple of weeks, and we'll be talking about, what are we going to talk about?
Talk about planting trees and so forth. I know a lot of people's been trying to plant trees
Yeah,
during this
this time
fall
of year.
season and so forth.
This time, yeah, that's exactly right.
Yep.
I'd like to also touch on maybe how to buy a Christmas tree, too.
Oh, sure,
Talk
we can
about
definitely do that, because that'd be
Okay.
the time of year.
And if you have a question for Jessica and you can't reach her at the Cooperative Extension Service, email us at WGTV@waynegov.com. Attention, Wayne, or send it to me, and or send it to just send it at WGTV@waynegov.com. We'll get it, and we'll ask Jessica next time she's in the building here. And I thank you so much for being with us
Thank
today.
you.
Jessica Strickland, Cooperative Extension Service, and I'm Wayne Alley. Back on WGTV today, Kim. I've been waiting the whole program to tell you about this. Today is an anniversary of special sorts, kind of, sort of.
Okay, what kind of anniversary?
The year was 1967.
Okay.
And when you think back and you do the math, let's see, that's
was 2.
33 and 12 is 45 years ago today. You were what?
2.
2? Thanks, Kim.
Sorry.
2. Today is the date that a new a piece of equipment was introduced to America. It's something that not many people use, but it was called the pneumatic chicken gun.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was introduced this day, 1967. See, this pneumatic chicken gun actually took and fired chickens. These chickens were deceased at speeds of up to 600 miles an hour.
And why exactly did we do that?
Well, we did that because they used these. The Canadian National Research Council did these to test airplane windshields.
Oh, okay.
And birds flying at high speed,
Yes.
or at least planes flying at high speed that would run into slow-flying birds to test airplane parts likely to be struck by high-flying birds. So, if you happen to have a 600-mile-per-hour dead chicken go past your head, you know somebody owns a pneumatic chicken gun.
Interesting.
I thought it was.
But I understand why they do the testing, of course.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because it is very dangerous.
It'd be kind of fun to have, you know, wouldn't you? Well, maybe not. Okay, anyway.
Maybe not.
Today on the birthday list, we
Yes.
have Robin Gibbons. She's 48 today.
Oh, okay.
Caroline Kennedy Schlossberg
Yes.
is 55 today. And one of my favorite actors, Urkel.
Oh, yeah. I
Jaleel
remember
White.
Urkel.
Jaleel White. Did I do that? Urkel is having a birthday. He is, I can't believe, he's 36 today.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He looks so different when he's not in character.
Yes, he is entirely different
He
when he's
is
not in
entirely
character.
different.
Yeah. yeah.
As
Yes,
most
he is.
characters are very different when they're not.
And it goes to his talent. You know, when
Mm-hmm.
he started that show, and I can't remember the name of the show, but I remember him. But when he started that, he was only going to be temporary, and he was only going to be a walk-on once in a while.
Interesting.
But he just took over.
It wasn't What's Happening, no.
No,
That's a different
but
show.
he just took over and had such a presence on stage that he became the, in my opinion, the major star.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
of that
Interesting
program.
how that
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
happens more often than one would think.
Indeed, indeed.
Wow.
You're absolutely right about that. Well, what do you have?
I have a quote of the day.
Oh,
Yes.
Well, that's good.
An
That'll work.
inspirational quote of the day.
that's good.
Okay, it says, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant."
That's good.
That's good. Let's read it again.
Read it again.
Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. That's
Very
deep and very good.
Oh, is that
Think
deep?
about it.
Oh, okay.
Well, tell me what it means.
I don't know. It's deep.
It is. That's great.
No, it is very thoughtful
It
and
is.
very inspiring as well.
Yes.
Tomorrow on the program, join us as we welcome, we got a couple of guys coming in tomorrow I am so excited about, from Cherry Hospital, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
It is a great program tomorrow. I'm really excited about these two guys coming in.
And then we went out to Seymour Johnson.
We did, didn't we?
We did.
And for the Red Cross?
Yes, it's for the Meal for Heroes.
All right, and you're going to see that as well tomorrow here on WGTV today. And until then, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best, and this is what's happening in your community.